Kenneth Matiba of Kiharu didn't know. Ndindi Nyoro of Kiharu knows it. And that's where the problem is.
Ndindi Nyoro and Matiba cannot be used in the same sentence. Matiba was larger than life.
Last night revealed everything and anything we need to know about Ndindi Nyoro. And as a matter of fact, some things started to make sense.
Akijira hiyo story, hiyo maneno ni yangu, nataka hata niwe utaenda kusoma. Ngemwira yes sir. No ndio gigwa de mundu uhuthitio muno.
You see, for years, Ndindi Nyoro, who is the member of parliament for Kiharu, was seen as a political powerhouse. I mean, he was young, he was articulate, and he was very close to power. Many saw him as the future leader of Mount Kenya. You know, the future kingpin. Then, last week happened. Ndindi Nyoro launched his own political party. It is called the People's Party of Kenya. And also, a few days later, he launched his campaigns around Mount Kenya.
Na kama President William Ruto, wacha kushinda ukituma watu kutukana Uhuru Kenyatta. Jitokeze hadharani tukuone macho kwa macho.
The reactions from the ground was very swift, brutal, and very unforgiving.
If you listen to Ndindi Nyoro when he was launching his party, what did he say? After here, nitaanza haswa na Uasin Gishu, nitaenda Bomet, nitaenda Nandi.
On the streets and also across social media, his new party was immediately labeled a small wheelbarrow. People saw it as a tactical move engineered to split the mountain vote, but also meant to undermine Rigathi Gachagwa's influence inside the mountain.
So Kibaki ran and Matiba ran. Kibaki got 1 million votes. Matiba got 1.4 million votes. So together they got 2.4 million votes. Na moja akapata sijui 1 point what.
So I assume, seeing that the narrative was actually slipping completely out of control, Ndindi Nyoro sat down on an interview with Inoro TV. This interview was meant to set the record straight. It was meant to clear his name.
Uga wali mucamanio. Wali mucamanio wa Mount Kenya leaders. Wagire guthii niki? Tondu ndoi agenda.
But instead of just clearing his name and setting the record straight, it revealed the exact moment that his political fortunes or political nightmare began. If you love this kind of content, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. Now let's get to the video.
Mucamanio wa UN uthiagwo ni ma president New York. Na riria thiaga ri ngwiciria niho atwiriire itua niguo gukorwo na tabarira ya impeachment.
You see, during the interview, Ndindi Nyoro pointed to one specific meeting as the origin of all his current political trouble. It was a high-stakes meeting between himself and President William Samoei Ruto.
No ngoro yakwe kirituha for a whole week. Na we mwene akihorera thimu ari ora na kuu. Na akijira araigwa ni nita sainete nyamu iyo.
Before this, Ndindi Nyoro and the president were very close allies. You guys have seen the selfies. You've seen the rides together, riding in the same vehicle. A member of parliament with the president so casually. I mean, they had worked side by side to deliver the victory in 2022. And also, as the chair of the Budgets Committee in Parliament, Ndindi Nyoro was in constant communication with the executive. He was the insider's insider.
Na mwenye hidio tuwali very close. Tuwali urata muno uginya nake.
Then came the fateful meeting. According to Ndindi Nyoro, President William Ruto brought up one clear directive. He wanted MPs to collect signatures to initiate the impeachment for Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
Agikinya akihurira thimu. Githi ngimwira ri munene ri. Nie ndetu eno thamiri yakwa ni yarega. Na thamiri yakwa ni ndirona ndiri uhoro-ini uyu.
Now, I feel like it is important that I mention that this revelation directly contradicts public statements claiming that the impeachment was purely an initiative driven independently by members of parliament. Ndindi claims that the president asked him to lead the charge when it comes to that impeachment.
Ngimwira ndina mugiginya no ngoro-ini yakwa go participate uhoro uyu na nie ndikuhota.
ndukuhota riu
gusaina kwali bado impeachment ya kinyete yari go correct signature.
He says that even though his personal friendship with Gachagua had grown cold walikuwa si mabeshte kama ilivyokuwa mbeleni, he says that his conscience was not going to allow him to execute this plan. And so, when the signature collection began, Ndindi Nyoro refused to sign that paper. The president, when he was back from Unga, UN something, personally called him to give his signature, because if his signature was not seen on that sheet, some people were going to hesitate to put their signatures in. So the president called him and told him, guess what, my guy? I know you're having problems with accepting this fate. You can decide to sign, but not vote on the actual floor of the house.
Agikira kijira riuri. Ni akirire ndagika 5. Akijira riuri. Ndukireke guhe ujainire nyamu ino yi. Guhe rutha ndukanaikie kura.
Ndindi Nyoro still refused again. He says that that was the last political conversation that he ever had with the President William Samoei Ruto to date.
Undu wa muico twaririe wigie siasa na President William Ruto ni muthenya ucio ndamwirire ndiraikia kura.
Shortly after, without any sort of signal or even alert, he was stripped of his powerful position as the budget committee chairman.
Kijana yetu, mtoto wetu Ndindi Nyoro alikuwa budget, alifukuza.
Now, I want to ask you, hearing this story, vile unaisikia so far, do you believe it ama do you believe ni story za jaba? Please tell me in the comments so that we move along together.
Nimetoka kuona interview ya Ndindi Nyoro pale Inoro TV Kirerembe. Acha niseme hivi, the whole interview iko hivi. Swali ni moja. Ndindi Nyoro, are you a mole? Wewe ni project ya Kasongo ama sio?
You see, for months, the dominant narrative was simple. Ndindi Nyoro is a political mole for one William Samoei Ruto. This was all because he stayed quiet for so long. People called him a fence sitter. People assumed that he was operating under special instructions from the president.
These wheelbarrows that are coming up, all of them, we know them. First, we knew they are coming, and we know the others that are coming. We saw one that was launched yesterday, and we were waiting for it because we had been told that there's a wheelbarrow that is coming from Muranga.
Now, after this recent interview, we are forced to look at his whole situation in a different way.
Akijira riuri. Reke guhe rutha ujainire tu. No guhe rutha ndukanaikie kura. Gimuro horo ucio ni ndikora gukorwo involved.
If we accept that he refused what the president told him, if we accept that, then how can we call him a strategic mole after all that? Political analyst, that is Herman Manyora, points us to a very different direction.
Kenyans want to hear big thinking, deep. Ndindi is so shallow, he thinks now by mentioning those things, people will forget he could be coming with a wheelbarrow. No, it's not possible.
He has committed a series of monumental political miscalculations. What you might just call blunder. Amepiga mablanda nyingi za kisiasa.
Ndindi Nyoro, na hiyo mambo yako ya Kiharu, amefika mahali high jump. Hawezi ruka beyond that.
Kabro simeshia.
Hiyo kabro, akili yake imeishia kwa kabro.
I mean, when Mount Kenya region was consolidating under DCP, Ndindi Nyoro decided to form a small, isolated party.
The thinking is not for a president Kenyans need now. No.
Compare that with what Murang'a governor, that is Irungu Kang'ata, did.
Nataka kutoa shukurani kwa gavana wa Murang'a, Mheshimiwa Irungu Kang'ata, kwa sababu ya kusikiza ground.
Irungu Kang'ata analyzed the political tide. He aligned himself with the dominant regional mood. And just by doing that, you can be sure that Kang'ata is going to be voted back as the governor for Murang'a.
Si watu ya Murang'a mliambia Kang'ata akuje DCP? Ni nyinyi mlimwambia? Alifanya mzuri.
Even when Gachagua visited Murang'a, that is last week, Kangata welcomed him like a president. Did you guys see what happened down there? Kangata understood how to survive and how to serve his people effectively. Because let's even assume you're not going to enter DCP, Ndindi Nyoro. I mean, it's your right. But what happens when the people from a region decide that they are only voting for DCP candidates? I mean, it is people. We cannot assume that all people are going to reason that we do not look at the people, we look at the track record. Some people will look at the party. Some people, when they go to vote, they'll just be looking for this kind of sign. So Ndindi Nyoro will have missed a chance to serve his own people just because he chose to own a party. You see, Ndindi Nyoro had multiple options. If he did not want to join the CP, he could just have aligned himself with emerging movements like the Linda Mwananchi one. I mean, people have called Ndindi Nyoro to join Linda Mwananchi for so long.
It is a deal done as Ndindi Nyoro is said to join Linda Mwananchi as a free agent.
So someone would ask themselves, why would such a seasoned politician like Ndindi Nyoro make moves that would obviously play right into the place where his opponents would want him to be? Is it naivety? Is it foolishness? Or are we the ones as the people who are actually missing the point? Is there a big picture that Ndindi Nyoro is seeing that personally we're not able to see?
Unless Ndindi Nyoro has another thing, not what we are saying.
Many are saying the future of Murang'a County and national politics and come to Mount Kenya lies with Rungu Kang'ata. Ndindi Nyoro was poised to be that figure, but he lost the bearing.
Herman Manyora noted something that is also very important, that Ndindi Nyoro may have squandered a historic moment.
You see, in politics, as in life, in many other things, when an opportunity presents itself, if you wait tomorrow, you know Sifuna? You've heard of Sifuna?
Do not Kenya.
If Sifuna does not run for president this time, let him come in 2032. Even Senate, after your Senate,
Manyoro was very clear that none of us are special. None of us are special. We are simply given opportunities by the universe to do things that are great.
There is never anything special about you, Richard Romanyoro or Sifuna or Ndindi Nyoro. Never. It is just opportunities, accidents, fate, a combination of things and the luck.
Ndindi Nyoro was given such an opportunity. He had the youth, he had a profile, he had the platform. Yet, when the critical moment arrived to take a firm and ambiguous stance, he wavered.
Fortunate, huyo mrembo anaitwa Fortune. Amekuja akasimamia kwake.
Nivalishe pete.
Mvalishe pete. Sasa wewe unaanza kuzunguka ati unakuja na pete after 3 days.
He tried to stay neutral in a high-stakes war where neutrality is actually treated as opposition. Right now in this country, you cannot afford to be neutral. You saw what happened yesterday when Uhuru Kenyatta was in Kitale. He went there and mentioned people who people can choose as president. In that list, he said Kalonzo, he said Matiang'i, he said Sifuna. He even mentioned William Samoei Ruto. And just like that, the response that he got from Salasia was just crazy.
I've left the place, nimetoka huko kama roho yangu imekasirika. When the president comes forth and then he tells them that yeye ana shida na mtu yoyote ambaye atachaguliwa. So mimi nikajiuliza, Wakenya pale ni watu wa one term. Unachukuaje viongozi hawa wote unaweka at the same level na uweke in the same equation na William Ruto?
This time in this country where we are, you cannot afford to be neutral. Now, Ndindi Nyoro finds himself alienated by both the state and distrusted by the ground.
I'm looking at not the things he's saying, but the things that he's been doing, the pattern. So I look at him in 2013, where the whole region where he comes from is supporting their own son. He was supporting some shiny guy called Peter Kenneth.
The interview yesterday was great. It revealed the truth about the night meeting where things started going south for one Ndindi Nyoro. But some may say it may have come too far, too late to salvage his position, especially the position that he holds right now. as an unpartisan opposition leader, I don't think that makes sense. You see, in political warfare, timing is everything. Personally, I think Ndindi Nyoro has to pick a title. It's either he's really a mole or he's a political fool. It's one of the two. You're either a mole or you're a political fool. Now, that was my view. I want to hear your verdict on Ndindi Nyoro. Do you think that his career is fully damaged, or can he make a comeback before 2027? Please type your response in the comments below and do not forget to subscribe.